Hey class, today we're going to read another story. It's called Ripples in the Sea. And I want you to think about this story from the front cover, and I want you to decide whether you think this is a fiction story, a made-up story, or a non-fiction story, a story that will teach us facts. Ripples in the Sea. I saw some ripples in the deep blue sea. A baby whale is called a calf. It drinks milk from its mother. And a whale and her baby swam under me. Swoosh. I saw a big fin, and the whales peeked out. Humpback whales have two very big fins and two small eyes. Then the whale blew, and I saw a big spout. Whoosh. When a whale blows hot air out of its blowhole, it turns into a cloud of water droplets called a spout. I saw a big wave, and a tail went swish, swish. The shape and color of each whale's tail is different. Their tails are like fingerprints and help us tell them apart. Then the whale with her baby swam after some fish. Humpback whales use bristles called baleen to filter food from the water. I saw them jump up and they swam away. Smack! When a whale hits the water with its huge back, it makes a very loud sound. I hope to see them another day. Whale moves. Whales can do lots of different moves, and each move has a name. Lobtailing, waving and slapping the tail. Peck slapping, waving and slapping a fin. Breaching, leaping out of the water and crashing back down. Now that we're done with our story, I want you to grab your comprehension page, and we're going to work on this together. Number 1, let's see, make sure you put your name on the front first. And your cubby number. Remember, if you need to pause the video to catch up, you can hit the sign with 2 lines. And then if you need to push play, you can hit the triangle. What is a baby whale called? I can't remember, so I'm going to go back in this story and see if I can find a pic. There's the baby. Let me read here. It says, a baby whale is called a calf. There's the answer right in the story. So I'm going to write it on my paper. Calf. C-A-L-F. Make sure you spell it correctly. Number 2, draw a close-up of the whale's fin. So I'm going to see if I can find a picture of a close-up of the whale's fin. Here it is. Oh, that's the tail. I don't need the tail, I need a fin. Here it is. So it's kind of an oval shaped. And it's got little bumpy ridges on the outside. There we go. I'm going to label it. Number 3, what does the whale blow air out of? So I'm going to find the picture where the whale was spraying water out. Let's see. Let's read this part. When a whale blows hot air out of its blowhole, it turns into a cloud of water droplets called a spout. So the story tells me that the hole that the whale uses to blow out water is called a blowhole. That's actually a compound word. Let's make sure we spell it correctly. B-L-O-W-H-O-L-E. Blowhole. Number 5, what does the author compare the whale's tail to? So let's go back into our story and find the picture of the whale's tail. Here it is. Let's read underneath. The shape and color of each whale's tail is different. Their tails are like fingerprints and help us tell them apart. So the author compared the whale's tail to fingerprints because it says the tails are like fingerprints. So I'm going to write fingerprints on the line. Fingerprints is a compound word too. Make sure you spell it correctly. If you need to pause your video to catch up, go ahead and do that now. Number 5 says find 4 sound words in the text. So we're looking for words that kind of make the same sound in real life that they do when you say them. So swoosh, that does sort of sound like the whale diving down deep. That's a good sound word. So I'm going to put that here. S-W-O-O-S-H. Let's see if I can find another one. Swoosh. Oh, whoosh sounds like that too, like air pushing out of his blowhole. W-H-O-O-S-H. Whoosh. Let's see if I can find another one. Swish. Just like the sound the tail makes when it flaps in the water. Swish. Let's see if I can find one more. These are kind of easy to find because the author has written them very big in the story too. Here's another one. Smack. The word smack, when you say it, kind of sounds like something smacking against something else. So we'll write smack for our last one. Good. Number 6 says, draw a close-up of the whale's tail. So I'm going to go back to the page. Here it is. So it's sort of almost like a mermaid tail shape. And I can see that it's got a few ridges kind of around the outside. It looks like it's kind of got a bony piece in the middle that separates the 2 fins. I'm going to label this tail. Good. If you need to pause your video to make sure that you're caught up, you can do that. And then push play when you're ready to start the back. All right, let's look at the back. It says number 7, come up with some words that rhyme with smack. Let's see. Smack has the ack sound at the end. So I need to change the beginning sound. So if I could put a J here, that would be jack and smack. That rhymes. Ack. What about an L? Lack. Oh, what if I put a B in front of it and change it to black? Jack, black, smack. I want you to think of 2 more that go on the line. Remember, it has to have the ack sound at the end. Number 8, look at the picture on the last page. It says, how do you think the little girl felt in the picture? And why? I want you to tell me, for number 8, how you think this little girl feels. I want you to look at her face. I want you to look at her eyes and her hands. And I want you to take clues from the picture to kind of help you figure out how she's feeling. And then I want you to explain to me how you know. So I can tell that she looks happy, and I know that because she has a smile on her face. If you need to pause to do number 8, go ahead and do so. All right, let's look at number 9. It says, draw and label the 3 moves that whales can do. Look in the very back of your text. Remember, we read this together. The first whale move is called lob tailing. waving and slapping the tail. So I'm going to draw a wave. I'm going to put the tail kind of coming out of the water like it has in the picture. And I'm going to write lob tailing to the side so I can label this one. Peck slapping. This time the whale isn't waving his tail, he's waving his fin. So I'm going to draw another wave, but this time I'm going to draw the fin coming out of the water. And remember, it had kind of have some ridges on it. And this is called peck slapping. And the last move is called breaching. And I want you to draw a picture of the whale breaching. It says leaping out of the water and crashing back down. And in the picture, I can see part of the whale's body and the fin. So I want you to draw the last picture of your own and label it as breaching. You did a great job on this story today. Keep working. You're almost done.